Catch Gurl TauX every day. Follow socials, here's the way.
GurlTauX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams, scrolling through your daily memes. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Lights moving through the screen, click subscribe, don't be mean. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Gurl TauX can be seen. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Gurl TauX, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl TauX is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Gurl TauX can be seen. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about. GurlTauX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. Gurl Talk Show is here to stay. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl TauX is all about.
Walking down this road tonight, talking about the things we fight. Addiction knocking at my door. E&T wants so much more. We walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, together we'll move along. Searching for a brighter day, holding tight along the way. Sobriety's a steep climb, D&T winning every time. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along. Oh yeah, we walk the walk and talk the talk, right here on Gurl TauX, on the path where we belong. Standing strong through the storm, D&T bringing all of you along.
Well, hello, 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 hello. Hey, how is everybody doing? I have been out for some time. Just so you know, I am back from my long journey. I am back. I am back. I am sorry for being gone so long. It was definitely a long journey, and I am glad that I am back. I hope you missed me, and I hope you have been waiting for me to return. Let me tell you what a journey it has been. As you all know, I mean, who have been watching before know, and those who may not have. And sorry if my phone does go off. I tried to mute it. Let's see if it'll actually go muted, but it'll just buzz because it is, you know what it is. But anyway, so some of you know before I left that I was preparing for quite some time for Kristen's memorial celebration of life in Lake Tahoe. And it was quite the journey. Now, I had gone back and forth from originally flying, then driving, then flying again, then driving again. And I kind of kept going back and forth. Part of the reason for that was my husband and I were buying a new car, and he really wanted me to be in the new car before I did a long road trip. I am a road trip warrior. I have done, let's see, our car, we did just get the new car. We got it right when I got back. It came in. So, the car that we traded in had 200 and nearly 70,000 miles, and at least 200 plus, give or take 10,000 miles, were all me and Charlotte road tripping. So, and some with my husband, but a majority by myself with me and Charlotte. So that's my service dog, Charlotte, now has, I would say, over 200,000 miles of road tripping under her belt and flying on a few occasions. She's only flown with me 2 or 3 times, but majority has been road tripping because I always take too much equipment, too much stuff with me, especially when I had Manga One Radio and I was going to a lot of political events and I had a lot of gear to set up. So it was just easier to take it on the road. But my car just had its wits end. I had a Honda Accord hybrid, and it was a magnificent car, did a great job, has done us well, earned every bit of the money that it cost us to buy that car, but it was no longer really road trip worthy. It didn't have cruise control anymore. All the adaptive stuff was not working anymore. So it was time for that car to go. So we got a new car. That's on another show. I'm not talking about our new car today, but what I am talking about is my farewell to Kristen, my farewell to KK, Lake Tahoe, to Vacaville. This overall trip, there is going to be 3 parts to this series because there's no way I'm getting it all into one. I hope I even get in today's into one. But this has been a journey, an absolute journey. And by that, I mean a pilgrimage of love, loss, and renewal. The total was over 5,000 miles. When I actually got down and looked at the actual mileage, it was over 5,000 miles. The original part of the trip, just from home here in Athens all the way to Tahoe, was pretty direct, pretty quick. Got on the interstate and just flew. A total of 2,230 miles in 48 hours, including sleep stops and gas and food. Charlotte and I really hustled because we left late and we had to be there by a specific time so that I could be there on Friday. And I got there on Thursday. So I'm happy about that. Anyway, so I wanted to do this recap with everybody so you know what it has been. And I will tell you, it has been a really, really great trip. So, as I said, I went on this journey of 2,230 miles on the beginning of this journey from Athens to Lake Tahoe. And it was a really, really great event, one that I was trepidatious about. I was nervous. I was sad. It was hard, but it was joyful. And it was a wonderful bonding with a lot of other people that have been in Kristen's life that we all knew about each other, but not all of us had ever met each other. I had met many of the people in Kristen's life being around for 50 years, but I didn't know everybody. I knew of them. I've heard of them, talked about them, all those things. So, sisters, grab your coffee. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Grab your wine if you want it. And we're going to dive into my 5,000-mile soul journey that I will tell you broke me open, but it also built me back stronger. I'm your Gurl TauX road warrior. Let's recap this pilgrimage for my best friend, KK, Kristen. We were friends for over 50 years. It's a long time. But it continues right here. So from Alabama to Lake Tahoe was a quick journey. It was at Lake Tahoe that a lot more happened. But then after that, I made a determination that, and I got inspiration from Kristen's daughter, actually. Whoa, I don't know what that one's of. Sorry. I got inspiration from Kristen's daughter that she was going on a soul searching journey of her own, 6 weeks across the world. And I thought, you know what? I'm by myself. It's me and my dog. I don't have any responsibilities, really. I mean, I have my business back home, and I probably should not just blow that one off. Have my YouTube channel. I probably shouldn't blow that one off either, but it's a once in a lifetime moment, and it's a chance for you to do something. So I decided I was going to, instead of just jumping back on the interstate and hauling butt back, that I was going to make this my own pilgrimage, my soul searching journey. And I was going to go and drive down the PCH, which is the Pacific Coast Highway. It spans from Washington through Oregon, all along the coast, all the way to the end of California. And I decided to do the majority of that. And I tell you what, this is a loss, of course, but man, lessons. So let's roll into the story and what I got from it. And can you do me a favor and hashtag be kind to your mind when you think about this journey? And if you talk about this journey on X or anywhere else on TikTok or whatever, because that is our new mantra. It was the shirt that we all wore for Kristen. We made a point that Kristen's daughter did a lot of work to make this amazing and beautiful and all of the things that go with that. And in the process of doing so, she made a shirt that was very pretty, and it really spoke to everyone that was there, because what we all went through was hard enough, but I think what we all took from it is that you do have to be kind to your mind. And there is definitely something to being kind to yourself, but also being kind to your mind, because sometimes we try to be kind to other people and everyone else around us. We take care of everyone else. You've heard it numerous times, but by spouses that talk about their wives and their kids, and you take care of everybody, but you don't take care of you. And I think that was a big thing with Kristen as well. She took care of everyone, but she didn't so much take care of herself. She didn't put her mind first. And I would like to say from my heart to hers that that is my new mantra. I am going to make a point that I take care of my mind. I take care of the things that are important. We all should take care of the things that are important, but it's easy to forget to do this. It's easy for us to forget that we have to be kind to ourselves along the way, because we tend to think I can do that later. I can get to that later. I can do that later. It's not so important right now. I don't need to do that right now. And the problem is sometimes we get to a point where the other things never come. And we get to a point where, oh, oops, I forgot to take care of myself. And when we get to a point where we forget to take care of ourselves, then what happens is we end up not taking care of anything because we lose ourselves. So in the process of doing that, I want us to remember to be kind to our minds. And this is the shirt that we all wore there. Be kind to your mind. And it was a beautiful tribute to Kristen. And I wore that quite a bit on my journey. And I will continue to do so. And I'm probably going to make a pillow out of the t-shirt because I'm a big girl. Okay. I'm not that skinny. I'm working on myself now. I'm going to try to work on the weight thing and stuff like that and exercise and getting healthy. But at the same time, I'm not a small girl. So my shirt was a little tight, a little uncomfortable. I might just make it into a pillow because then I won't feel so self-conscious in it. But that is what it is. So that was a beautiful moment for all of us because we were able to share something, all of us together, and we were able to put that as a mantra now, like be kind to your mind. And whether that goes to someone else or it just goes to yourself, I think it's so important that we keep in mind what we're doing every day of the week, every moment that we have. And maybe we can put ourselves in a place where we can say, hey, I'm not taking the time for me and I need to. So that's kind of what I did, taking that to heart and using this as my journey here. So 2 weeks ago, well, actually now 3, because I got back and I had stuff to get done here and getting things prepped. So I got back on Tuesday of last week, very late. Technically it was Wednesday because I got home at 3 a.m. But I peeled out of Athens with my 4-pod soulmate, Charlotte, aka Charlie, if y'all know. Her call sign is Charlie. We set off on our 2,230-mile, 48-hour sprint to Lake Tahoe to honor KK. We've been friends since we were in diapers. Her emerald birthstone matches Emerald Bay, which is pretty ironic. And we scattered her ashes on her birthday, May 16th. This wasn't a drive, it was a mission for a soul who turned strangers into family. She made connections. She made connections with everyone. And that was her driving force, is always to connect people. Donna and I've said it millions of times, and I'm sure there's other people that can relate to it as well, that you could be on the phone with her and she would call somebody else and say, "Here, you two talk. I'm going to the bathroom," and introduce you to somebody you didn't know, or a family member, or "Here, you guys talk." And you're like, okay, hello. Hi. Oh, I already know you. Like, you know so much about each other, and you get to know each other in a phone call or something. And then when you do get to go together, I've been to quite a few Curver events with family, so I've gotten to know quite a bit of the family over the years. Some I never got to meet at all, and I met at her celebration of life. But I will tell you, there was a lot of reflection. So for some of you that don't know, Lake Tahoe spans 191 square miles. That is a very large, one of the biggest lakes in the US. And it was a day I was kind of not looking so forward to, because I was really worried about the cold. Even though it's May, it's cold in Lake Tahoe quite often. Last May, I was with Kristen and it snowed. And so I planned ahead and I ordered the shirt and the sweatshirt so that I could have both. And I am so grateful I bought the sweatshirt. But let me tell you, we were all anticipating. I brought probably 5 umbrellas on the trip with me, and a canopy cover for out on the beach. And we were really anticipating bad weather. And wouldn't you know it, we woke up on Friday morning and the sun was shining, the sky was clear, and it was beautiful outside. We could see the sky for days. The trees were beautiful. The ground was wonderful. We drove over to the lake where we were meeting, and it was just glorious. So we all piled, and there was only a group of family and 3 friends that were able to go on this journey for Emerald Bay. So we all piled onto Sean's boat. Sean has been a lifelong friend of my family's, as well as a lifelong friend of Kristen's. And we all piled onto his boat in Round Hill, California, and we headed out for Emerald Bay. The weather was supposed to be a mess, like I said. We expected it to be a mess, and it was sunny, calm, and warm. It was like KK herself cleared the skies. We played her favorite songs. We swapped stories. We scattered her ashes. After we did that, her daughter and Donna dove in to the 35 to 40 degree lake to swim with her. Oh my gosh, it was so amazing. A fearless act of love. It was absolutely beautiful. I have to tell you, it was so amazing to watch and to see the two of them just laughing and enjoying this moment. And let me tell you, it was such a cool experience. I was so happy that they did it. Jealous, thought, I want to do that too. But I always have to take into account my own issues. And I have some medical issues that affect myself. And I certainly wouldn't want to become a little bit of an issue for anyone, because I saw and I'm like, yeah, me climbing out of that is not going to happen. So just real quick, this is a very short video, but I'm going to just show real fast this part of it. It was beautiful, let me tell you.
I want to know for the record, I don't even get what I hate going on Splash Mountain. I'm a Disney girl.
Why don't you just take off your shirt? You got a bra on. It's a bathing suit.
I have this.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, let's get a photo of you two beforehand. Turn around.
Take it back, take it back. Let the light find its way.
I should have skipped to here. Sorry, guys.
That cold, I'm telling you. It's not expect it to be. Get the hat!
Get your hat! Get your hat! Donna, you're not cold, are you?
Oh my god. Donna, get out of there.
Yeah, it's breathtaking. Literally breathtaking.
That felt so good. I'm so glad I did that.
I'm so glad you did that.
Okay, now I feel fine. Now I feel fine.
Right?
I feel fine. Now I feel good. I feel good. I'm so glad you did that.
All right, that was such a beautiful moment, and I was a little bit jealous. Like I said, I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had done it, but I'm glad I didn't, because the reality is there's a possibility that I could have become a victim of some sort, and I didn't want to do that. So Donna posted, "Never be afraid to live." After Kristen was released, the water turned to a shade of the most vibrant emerald green that was just absolutely breathtaking. As we watched her slowly drift away, her daughter turned to me with tears running down her cheeks and said, "I want to jump in." And with no hesitation, I looked at her in the eyes and said, "Let's do it. I'll jump with you." I'm not going to read her whole post, but that was the beginning of her post. And I will tell you, it was a beautiful thing. She ended it with, "Always be kind to your mind." We all have to remember these moments. They're hard, but they're beautiful. And it sometimes takes our breath away and sometimes makes us reflect in a way that is much better than we thought before. And I don't know about you, but I have, in many occasions, gone and done something that afterwards I was like, I am so glad I did that. I'm so proud of myself. But we quite often, we forget to be in the moment. We forget to be present with ourselves. We forget to be present with those around us. We forget to say, wow, this was a moment that we need to remember. And I want to say that we quite often forget those moments. And just so you can see, that is the emerald green. And it is just breathtaking. It was absolutely beautiful. I was so in awe of how gorgeous it turned. And it just told us all a story. It told us all that she was free. She felt free. You know, we started, like I said, we all gathered at the pier to go out on the boat. And I took this picture, and I took it with my glasses, my smart glasses. As people say, your spy glasses. But I forget, if I'm wearing a hat, I have to put the hat either backwards or I have to take my hat off, because otherwise it always seems to catch the bill. I think because the bill's always like right in the camera. So I either have to put my hat up or back. And I did not do that. So I really wish I had, because that would have been such a better picture. But I know that, you know, those moments before we released Kristen, it was like we knew this was what she needed the most, and we also all needed it too. We needed her to be free. And I'm going to tell you something funny. So, as we all talked, Kristen's daughter said she told several people, uh, don't let Tori near the ashes. She's going to steal them, some of them. She won't steal all of them, but she's going to steal the ashes. And some people might be like, oh my God, I'm so offended. And, you know, it didn't hurt my feelings that she said that because she was dead right. She was dead right. I had came up with scenario A, B, and C on how to get a little bit of her ashes. And it wasn't until, and I have shared the song that I wrote for her. I'm not going to share it right now because I have another song that I am going to share. But I I wrote a song until Take It Back, and it was playing there when they were jumping in the water. And it was until that moment that I wrote that song that I realized that I could not take her and steal any of her ashes. I knew at that moment it was not right. It would not be right. She needs to be free. She needs to be where she is, and where she was needed to be. So, needless to say, her daughter was not wrong. And I am very proud of myself that I can admit that, but also very proud of myself that I did not do such a thing. um it's really hard because sometimes you think, oh, it's not that big a deal. But in all reality, it kind of is a big deal, so you don't need to do something that's that especially if the family doesn't want you to. But I understood it when I wrote that song and realized, I could not do something other than put her back where she needs to go. And I'm really proud of myself that I didn't. And I have a problem with some internet real quick. So give me 1 second if this is going out. I'm going to just play I'm going to play something for you real quick if I can. Well, maybe I can't. I don't know. My internet is glitching or something. Hold on. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. But this is not working the way it's supposed to. Something is not working. So give me a second here. There we go. All right. So anyway, long story short, sometimes the internet is not your friend. I like the internet to work the way it's supposed to. The thing is, we sometimes forget how important it is to do the right thing, think the right way. Why is this okay. I have to pause for 1 second and run upstairs and push a button. So give me 1 second and I'll be right back. I'm just going to play a Gurl TauX song real quick. That way, at least you're not sitting here with nothing. Give me 1 second. I apologize, but I'll just play this Gurl TauX 2-minute song.
GurlTauX, every platform come to play. Catch our vibe, don't delay.
Facebook, YouTube streams, scrolling through your daily memes. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl Talks is all about. Keeping it real, it's what we do. So tune in now and join our crew. Lights moving through the screen, click subscribe, don't be me. Upbeat chatter, it's our routine. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl Talks is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Gurl Talks can be seen. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl Talks is all about. Update stories, laugh and cry. It's Gurl Talks, so don't question why. It's the show that you'll adore. Come back daily to get some more. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun and see what Gurl Talks is all about. GurlTauX is who we are. Come hang with us on your tablet, phone, or screen. Anywhere Gurl Talks can be seen. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl Talks is all about. GurlTauX, log in now, watch our show. Likes and comments, let them flow. Every day we're on our way. Gurl Talk Show is here to stay. Gurl Talk Show, don't miss out. Join the fun, see what Gurl Talks is all about.
All right, sorry about that. Forgive me, it's a Monday, and it's definitely showing that it's a Monday. Of course, I could not have everything prepared like I was supposed to. Actually, it was a login issue, and the login information is upstairs, so I had to go press a button on my computer and send myself the login information. So let me tell you, it's a really interesting thing because on my drive, on my trip to Tahoe, I knew that the weather was going to be kind of icky. I just was looking at the weather reports, knew that the weather was going to be icky. And somewhere along my route, I came up with these words to a song. And let me tell you, trying to write a song while you're driving, voice to text is great because I just kept voicing it to myself. And I was able to come up with the words to this new song. So I'm sorry if I lost a few people. I see that a few people left. I apologize. I deeply apologize. So sorry for so sorry that I lost you. But anyway, Donna says, "Oh my God." And yeah, that I'm finally back on. Yeah, for sure. And then Donna said, let's see, I'm so glad you did this. I am so glad I did it too, Donna. Let me tell you, it was a absolutely amazing journey. And I'm so glad I did it. And your support was very helpful to me. And your song is playing in the background was perfect. Yeah, the fact that my song was playing in the background, I didn't even realize it was on there, but I'm so glad it was playing in the background as well. So as I was driving, things go in my head. So I started writing this song, And I didn't know if I would do anything with it because it just wasn't fitting to what I expected. We expected the weather to be bad and it to be ugly. We also weren't sure how everyone was going to click and connect because it was a lot of family, also a lot of friends, but it was how are you going to be accepted by the family because you're like her chosen family when when you're such close friends. And we Donna and I were just absolutely embraced by her family, and there's family members that have embraced us for years, but there's other ones that we didn't know. And man, the love, the connections were so amazing. So anyway, I wrote this song on that journey that I'm going to share here now. And I'm sharing it because I wrote it. And as always, I write the music. I am not a musician. I absolutely am not a musician. I don't claim to be one on TV either. But I can write music. I can write lyrics. I can write great songs. So, this new invention of AI, I tried it years ago when it first started and it sucked. It was horrible. But now I am able to and I'll put a video of some sort together to this song at some point. Don't know if I'll share it again. I may only share it this one. I may share it each day of these 3-day part 1, 2, and 3 of my journey, but I don't know that I'll share it much after that. But anyway, I'm really good at writing it, but I'm not so necessarily so good at the music part of it because I'm not a musician. So obviously, not being a musician, then it's not exactly something that I can share with other people, because you can't go to open mic nights. You can't share your songs without being able to put music behind them. So now that AI has gotten much better, I can now put my songs to actual music. And I have to go through rendition after rendition after rendition. I have to put what I want it to sound like in there. It does take a lot of work, I will tell you that. Probably 40, 50 times of running the same song and telling it different things until you get the sound that you want. And I'm not even sure if this is the final sound that I want, but I did love how this one turned out. So it might be the keeper one of them all. But I'm going to debut that song here. This is called Odd Thing Is. Knows your name, start of your story to the end of the found. They are so clear, but the ones who saw you and loved you dear. Stay. Doesn't feel right. So that was my song that I wrote on my journey there. And the funny parts of that, and I don't know that it's funny, it's more ironic, which was a song that she liked. But I didn't know at the time that we were going to be throwing rocks into the lake. The weather was supposed to be horrible and it turned out beautiful. So I think it was pretty fortuitive. It was like she gave me the words to the song. As I said, I wrote this Odd Thing Is on my drive to Tahoe, not after. I didn't write it the next day or that night. I wrote it before. Its words predicted that perfect day. It was like KK guided my pen. So this 4.5 minute tribute to her, let it hit your soul. I hope it hit your soul. It certainly hit mine when I wrote it, and until I found the right music to go with it, it didn't have the same feeling. And I have been working on it and working on it and working on it since I was at Donna's, actually. And I could not oh, okay. So apparently no one heard it. Thanks, Donna. I appreciate you letting me know. So apparently no one heard the song. That is so strange that nobody could hear it. That let me see. Hey, Donna, if you are watching, can you just let me know if you hear it when I play it here in just a second? I'm going to just start it and see if you could hear it. I'm going to download it and load it into the system because this thing is kind of funky sometimes, and it's a little frustrating, and I forgot that I needed to add it as an audio file instead of doing it the way I did it. I just played it from the computer, and it doesn't seem to like it when it does it that way. Oops, my bad, bad, bad. So let's see if it is on there. Okay, there we go. Now we have it. Okay, let's try this again. And I apologize so badly that I forgot how to do that. And let's try it again. Donna, let me know if you can hear it.
put you to rest today. We put you to rest in the cold, still lake. Odd thing is, the water felt wide awake. We fed the fishes with tears in our eyes. Odd thing is, the truth swims where the heart lies. This was our home, but now we've all gone away. Odd thing is, it'll never feel the same. You were here and then gone one day. Odd thing is, now you're here to stay. I missed you yesterday and the love you gave, and I'll miss you tomorrow beyond these waves. Odd thing is, the lake knows your name from the start of your story to the end of the same. I hope you're looking down through skies so clear at the ones who saw you and loved you, dear. Odd thing is how the world still spins when a soul takes flight and a life ends. The ripples echo from the rocks we threw, though they can't see us, they see you. The odd thing is, you're a part of me, and that is something that will always be. With love in our hearts and tears in our eyes, we released your soul into the lake. Odd thing is, you left an emerald glow as you swam away and followed the flow. The water's so cold, but your love feels warm. Odd thing is, you bring calm to the storm. The lake cradles you like a timeless embrace. Odd thing is, I see you in every place. Odd thing is, the lake knows your name from the start of your story to the end of the same. I hope you're looking down through skies so clear at the ones who saw you and loved you, dear. We put you to rest today. Odd thing is, this doesn't feel real. I look back one last time, hoping this was just a dream. Oh, oh. Odd thing is, I thought I heard a sound, thought I heard your voice singing in the rain, saying I'm home now. Go heal your pain.
Okay, now hopefully you guys heard it that time. My apologies. This is what happens when you take 3 weeks off of work. You have to remember how to do anything. Um, but as long as I have your all's grace and you can understand. But it was an absolute wonderful journey. And I'm so glad of those who were there. I hope you could hear that. Donna, let me know if you were able to hear that. Donna hasn't even heard that song yet. I did read her words of it, but now, does anybody know what time it is? Does anybody know what time it is? Yes. It is that time. We have not had a Dear Margaret in 3 weeks, so it is time for Dear Margaret. So give me 1 second and let's call Dear Margaret out. All right.
Dear Margaret's here, let's dive right in. Bring your questions, let's begin. Life's a real maze. We'll help you with your coping. Dealing with life in this rat race. Honest thoughts, no sugarcoating.
Tell us your tales, your woes, your gripes. No fluff, no bows, just real life types. Sign it clever, let your pen take flight. We'll serve the truth, sharp and bright.
Send us a query, take a lead. No hidden rules, no secrets to keep. Anonymous wisdom that cuts so deep. Dear Margaret's advice you'll want to reap. But in the end, let's admit we all really don't care, Margaret.
All right. So now it is time for Dear Margaret. So I am going to get to the first question that we have on Dear Margaret here. Question number 1. Dear Margaret, I'm scared to road trip alone. What if... Oops, I forgot to hit play. See, I forget everything today. What if I get lost or someone messes with me? Wary wanderer. Okay. Well, fear is a signal, not a stop sign. I say take that as a sign, though, to be cautious. Plan, prepare, make sure that you're comfortable with whatever it is that you're doing. I have road trips so many times. Like I said, my car that we just got rid of, I have over 200,000 miles of road tripping on that car. So I have done what's the word I'm looking for? Somebody tell me what the word is I'm looking for. I have paid my dues in essence for road tripping, because I have done from Reno to New York, Reno to LA, South Carolina to Reno to South Carolina, South Carolina to New York. I mean, from coast to coast to coast to coast, I have done it repeatedly, from Alabama to Wisconsin and Chicago and Texas and Florida. And the only place I haven't driven to is Alaska, which my husband and I are preparing to do at some point. That's why we bought the ambulance and we're retrofitting it for road tripping to do the Alcan Highway and stuff like that. And we have done tons and tons of road trips, my husband and I together, as well as me by myself. And what I can say is make sure you have a plan. I do not have a plan of where I'm going to stop, but I have a plan. Like, I know that I'm going to do a certain thing. I also know what I'm taking with me, and I know not to take more than what I want for my car, because my dog and I generally sleep in the back of the car. I have an air mattress that's set up back there. I have a whole bed set up back there. And because I have that all set up, I have covers for my eyes. I have sound for my headphones so that I can cover my eyes. I have the car secure. My dog will literally, she won't bark and she won't growl, but she will give me a warning if somebody's coming near the car. I do travel with my dog because I do feel better, not just being completely alone, having my dog there. I also travel with my firearm. Follow the state laws, be careful and be cautious with it. I have a couple stories that go along with that, which I'm not going to tell until part 3, but be prepared and plan. If you're going to make your food on the trip, have what you need to have that. Make sure you have your medications accessible, because if you pack your luggage in too tight and you can't get to something, you're going to have a difficult time. But use the fear as a signal to plan and prepare. and have your map and have your destinations. Also, I think it's a good plan to let people know your route and where you're going. And if you change your route, let somebody know so that they have an idea of when you should be checking in, because there are places across the country where there is no cell service. So you might lose cell service, and if something happens and you don't report in, nobody's going to know where you are if you didn't tell anybody. If you're going to stop and stay somewhere, I do a lot of rest stops. I have no fear of rest stops. But like on this trip, I did go through two of the parks where you can just park. It's a picnic stop is what they call it. And I drove in. There was so many big trucks. My little car would be hidden. It would be easily hit. It would not be out of the way. And I didn't feel comfortable, so I drove right out. I kept going. So at that point, I stayed at a Love's Truck Stop. Love's Truck Stops have RV spots. I also stop 90% of the time if I'm on the interstates. I stop at Love Truck Stops because they have a dog run. But if you are going to park at a truck stop, they say park in a well-lit area. If you feel safe and you're locked up and you know your instinct and you trust your instincts, and having my dog there with able to alert me if somebody came near the car, that helps. Carrying a concealed firearm. If you have a concealed carry permit, make sure you're legal, make sure it's locked, make sure you put it where it's supposed to be. And your brain is your real weapon. Planning and training for it. Train your awareness, be aware of your surroundings. I have had a few occasions where I was so tired and there wasn't a rest stop in sight. There wasn't a gas station in sight. There wasn't nothing anywhere at all. And when I've been in those situations, I get off the road. I find another road. I find a dirt road. I will drive around until I find an off the beaten path kind of place. And I make sure I drive far enough away that you cannot see my car from the freeway and I cannot see the freeway, because then they can't see me and it puts you in a better, safer position. But most importantly, train your awareness and be aware of your surroundings and know what you're doing. If you're not comfortable with that, stay in a hotel. If you are comfortable with road tripping and sleeping in a rest stop, if you have the means, like I crawl back there, I have a whole bed. So it's not like it's uncomfortable. I have an air mattress. My dog and I curl up together. We keep each other warm. Also be aware of the weather and the time of weather. If it starts raining, make sure you have something to keep the rain from coming into your car, or have the windows completely up. That can get stuffy as well. So just be prepared for all those different things that can happen. So, question number 2. Dear Margaret, do you carry your gun on trips? How do you deal with state laws, armed adventure? Okay. Well, I said I was going to talk about this on the next one, but I will talk about it this time. So I do carry. Now my gun does have a laser on it as well. So that is a secondary deterrent. Depending on where I am, I do watch what the laws are. I do know what the laws are for each state, and I try to follow the laws while I'm driving. I fully follow the laws. I'm going to plead the fifth on whether I follow the law once I lay down to go to sleep, because I usually have my gun back there with me, and it's worth nothing if it's not loaded if something were to happen. On one occasion, I've only had 3 incidences, and I never had to shoot anybody. So on one incident, I was way out on one of those off-beaten paths. I was under a tree. You couldn't see me from the road, but I heard this noise outside. My dog was already alerting me that there was somebody out there, and I was like, whoa, I got to be careful here. And I looked up right above my head, and there was a person standing at the window. He was very dirty, had a backpack, was very obviously looking like he was homeless or something like that. And of course, it made me a little nervous. My window was down about that far. And he says, "Hey, you got any food in there?" Well, I did say, "Hello, can I help you?" And he said, "Do you got any food in there?" And I said, "No, I don't have anything." And he said, "Well, what do you have?" And I said, "I don't have anything." And he said, "Well, how about I take everything you have?" And I had already, under my pillow, pulled my gun out of the holster. I had the finger on the laser instead of on the side of the barrel like you should. I had it on the laser, which is above the trigger. And it's a green laser on my gun. So I just started up the window and I said, "You let me know when you want me to stop." And he screamed a couple expletives and ran off. I was wide awake at that point. And I also had a rack in the back of my seat, of the back seat of the car that I hung all my clothes. And I put that in the front seat when I'm resting. So that was in the front seat. I didn't even get out of the car to get into the front seat. I just climbed over the seat, shoved the clothes aside, and started the car and took off. And I was wide awake at that point. But I didn't have to shoot the guy. On another occasion, I hear this at the window. Well, actually, this probably sounds a little bit more accurate. I guess that sounds exactly the same. I know the sound of a flashlight to a window, okay? So that's what I heard. So I knew it was a cop already. My dog had alerted me by the way she was acting, but she wasn't growling. And the window was down a little bit. I woke up and I said, "Hello, can I help you, officer?" And he said, "What you doing?" I said, "Taking a nap. I was tired, long trip, road tripping, and I got too tired to make it to a rest stop. So I needed to sleep for a little while till I could get to one." And he said, "Oh, okay. So you're not homeless, right?" And I said, "No, I'm not. I'm actually on my way to DC." And he said, "Oh, okay." And he asked me, "Are you carrying?" And I said, "I don't know what state I'm in right now, and I don't know your laws, so I plead the fifth." And he goes, "Well, you're traveling by yourself, just you and a dog. Make sure you're safe and keep it loaded and keep it with you." I said, "Thank you, officer." And he said, "You have a great day." And again, I was wide awake at that point, and I took off. The third incident was very similar to that. I was actually, I got pulled over for not speeding. I got pulled over for going too slow. And and because it was an 80-mile-an-hour zone and I was doing 68, 69, because my hybrid at the time, that's when it got the optimal gas mileage. So I kept it under 70. And because I kept it under 70, I got pulled over for not speeding. And the officer was like, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yes." And he's like, "Do you know why I pulled you over?" I said, "Probably because I'm not even close to 80. And he's like, "Yeah, that's accurate." And I said, "See this little baby right here? She's a hybrid. If I go over 69 miles per hour, my gas mileage goes in the tank. And I'm driving across country and I need to have good gas mileage. So I keep it between 68 and 69, and that gives me my optimal gas mileage." At the time when I first got my car, man, I could get up to 61 miles per gallon the way I drove it, not the way my husband drove it. Let me just be clear of that. So he also asked, "Oh, you're traveling alone across country, you and your dog?" And I said, "Yes, sir." And he said, "Make sure." He said, "Are you carrying?" And I just looked at him, and I'm not even going to say what state I'm in. He's like, "Good." So my answer to you is damn right. I carry my firearm, permitted and secured. I check reciprocity laws. Unconcealedcarry.com can give you information on that. California is a pain. Illinois is a pain. New Jersey's a pain. New York's a pain. Washington, D.C. is a pain. So what I would say with that is make sure you're actually following the laws for the driving laws as well, so you don't get pulled over and then you don't have a problem. Know your route, keep it legal, train to stay cool. Train so that you don't have to use it, but you have it in case you do need it. A gun's only as good as your grit, and a gun is only as good as your training. So if you're not training with it and prepared and know how to use it and when not to use it and when to use it, and like using the laser that one time that I did, I also have a taser in the car too, but don't make yourself a victim with your own firearm. So if you're not trained and you don't have enough training, I would say, be careful with that thought. But if you've got travel questions, or you've got any questions, or you have advice you would like, I did not explain that this is my version of Dear Abby. So if you have questions, advice, anything you want to ask, you can email them to Dear Marge, DearMarg, at GurlTauX.com. If you have any questions for GurlTauX, of course, you can email me at Tori, Tori, at GurlTauX.com, GurlTauX. And of course, that is all of our social media is also GurlTauX. 34% of solo travelers are women. Did you know that? That is according to the Solo Traveler World 2025. There are plenty of women out there that are traveling on their own. So if you've got questions, hit me up. I will put them on GurlTauX during our Dear Margaret segment. I will tell you, while I was gone, one of the scares that I did have is while I was in Tahoe, a tornado tore through Athens. And Stephen, the four-legged kids, and my mom were all in the storm shelter. They had no power. The generator was dead. There was multiple red things on Orion Hall, y'all. Great channel for watching storms. I got on there. I posted on Facebook that my family was in a negative situation, and they said it was really dangerous. I know several tornadoes hit down. Luckily, there wasn't huge amounts of damage, but they tore out a whole area of telephone poles and power lines. But I'm in California, guilt ripping me apart because I'm not home to help with my mom, the dogs, my husband. Their safety was my lifeline. And I had to teach myself to trust them, even though I was over 2,000 miles away. And if you ask, how did the tornado deepen my gratitude? Well, it ties me to the lessons I've learned. Have connections, keep connections, be kind to your mind. I couldn't do anything about it, so don't tear myself out about it. Alabama has had 45 tornadoes in 2025. Quite a few of them have hit near where we live. So it's definitely something to think about. I asked my husband to send me a picture from the storm shelter, but he didn't. Well, you've got one now because this is our storm shelter. My studio is in the storm shelter, so it's probably one of the safest places. The generator going out, we have ordered a new generator and we're going solar now. And because I don't know if it was a fuel issue, that generator we have is really old. So we are going to have a different thing with that. So after Tahoe, I crashed with Donna in Vacaville for a couple days. We chowed down on some Yellow Submarine. I think I posted a picture of that from Yellow Submarine, but we did have Yellow Submarine on our way out of town, and which was really fun for the two of us because it's an old haunt, is the way I call it, an old haunt. For those of us that are from Tahoe. Oh, Dear Margaret's over, so I can take the hat off now. especially because that hat is really hard to see from. And by the way, I forgot there was another post from Donna. She said, "You keep getting it better and better every time. I'm so proud of you. This is beautiful. And I'm trying to drive, so I got tears in my eyes. I'm so sorry for making you cry while you're driving, but I am glad that you liked it. Due diligence. Yes, I have due diligence. I will persevere and get these things done as I'm supposed to in proper timing, hopefully. But anyway, we went to Yellow Submarine, and it's an old haunt of Tahoe. We stopped there and we got these giant sandwiches. I mean, they were gargantuan sandwiches. They were also $25 a piece for one sandwich. And neither one of us wanted to share. So we both got our own sandwich. And then we went down to her place in Vacaville. It was really nice to be able to go and spend some time with Donna. And we laughed over old times. We joked. We had a good time. It was nice. My dog actually did really well with her cats, which I was really, really concerned with in advance, but she did great with the cats. I was so proud of her little self because I will tell you, not going to lie, I secretly, Donna does not know this, but I secretly was terrified that Charlotte was going to have a problem with the kitty cats. I thought, oh God, please don't let my cat or my dog, please don't let my dog chase her cats, because how horrible would that be if she chases down one of her cats and something bad happens? So I was a little petrified, but here you can see Charlotte did really good with the kitty cats. She had no problem with the cats. And of course there's Boo. But she had no problem with the cats. It was a beautiful thing. And there Donna is. I got to go see Donna in action as she was cutting locks and doing a storage auction. And it was really fun to go and actually be able to see her do her job, because she gets to see me do my job. When I make my art, well, she gets to see the results of it. But when I do my YouTube, she gets to watch or listen if she's driving. But I don't really get to watch her do an auction, and I don't get to watch her cutting locks. And it was pretty impressive, I have to say, the way she handled that and took those locks out of there. And it was a lot more than I thought it was. I'm gonna go back to here, if you can see this picture here. So when you hear I'm lock cutting, all you imagine is a big giant pair of cutters that just go into a lock and cut it. A lot of these locks are attached to they're not hanging locks. I'm sure sometimes there are ones like that, but that's not at this particular location. So her drilling through, because she has to drill the lock out, that was pretty impressive. I have to say, I was very impressed with you. And that is a beautiful thing. We all have something in our head, our imagination of what we think somebody does or whatever. And sometimes it's a little bit different when we get into reality of it than what it actually is. So I was really happy with being able to do that. Then I got up that morning and I got the car repacked, and let me tell you, my car was a disaster after Tahoe because of pulling things out. I brought the PA system, so we had mics and stuff, and it was an absolute mayhem disaster. So I had to pull everything out and reorganize the whole back. And I was able to do that, got that all done, and then I headed out from Donna's and I got an oil change. And then I headed over to Oakland Hills where my son Shane and his wife Kate and my grand cub Zoe live. And we went to dinner. We had a great meal at this cute little quaint place right near their house. And we each had a glass of wine, and then Shane had a beer, and Shane and I did a shot of whiskey together, which is crazy because I don't really drink whiskey. I call it gasoline to my husband who drinks bourbon. And I did that shot with my son, but we didn't do it as shots. We just sipped it. And then we got back to the house and we continued to have glasses of wine. And I read to Zoe for her to go to bed. And she went off to sleep. And we sat out and we talked and we talked. We really, really got deep. And we drank 4 bottles of wine by 3 a.m. and plus that whiskey shot. And we cried, we laughed, we forgave. I made lots of mistakes as a mom. And I was a teen mom at 17. So I carry a lot of guilt. And thank you, Shane, who lifted some of that guilt from me. And we were able to share a lot of information and stuff. And what it showed me is it's never too late to heal. And it's never too late to reflect on things. And you don't have to carry your guilt with you. You can forgive yourself. And sometimes it also takes just a little bit of asking for forgiveness as well. But then I woke up in the morning. It was about 8 o'clock, I guess. And I hear these giggles and laughs of Zoe's. And it was such a recharge for me. And it was such a beautiful thing. And I got up and went out and was able to see Zoe just smiling and laughing. And we were sharing some beautiful moments. And we had some cute pictures that we did together. And I had such a ball with her. And I wish, of course, now forgive me because I look absolutely hideous. I look horrible because I've been traveling, and I also don't have a lot of access to a lot of stuff in my car because of where I pack it and how I pack it and that. But this is my little Zoe, and this is me and Zoe and Charlotte, of course, and there's Henry and Shane and Zoe, and we took a few pictures before I left. And there's Charlotte, of course, back with the kitty cats. But I had a great time with them. I'm so glad I got to spend that time with them, of course. It was a wonderful moment. And I'm just about done. I have like 2 minutes left, and we will finish up here. So that next day, like I said, I left Oakland Hills about 9:30. We took off from Shane's house, and he took me to this little place where Yellow Door Coffee. What great coffee. I had a chai latte and it was amazing. And peanut butter jelly cookie was really good. And Charlotte and I each had a egg thing that was really yummy. So I took off from there. I started out on my odyssey of 2,600 miles with Charlie. Now it turned out to be more than 2,600 miles because I had to backtrack quite a few times. But I said, I think KK Spirit told me, go find yourself. And so I did. I did this journey and went the PCH Pacific Coast Highway. it was a healing space for me. I have health struggles, and what this told me is I really have to work on myself so much. And that means pushing myself beyond my limits. And what I did is I made myself a goal to collect sand at every beach I went to along the PCH. And whichever ones called to me, those are the ones I wanted to go to. Some I had pre-planned because I knew that I wanted to go there. So I will tell you that collecting that sand turned out to be a little bit harder than I thought it was, because some places I had forgotten. It's been so many years since I've been there. But some places are very difficult to get to. They're on the cliff. You have to climb down. And wow, I was pushing myself beyond the limits. Some of these beaches were climbing down, and some of them were so sort of dangerous in a sense that I didn't even let Charlotte out of the car because I didn't feel safe with her. If she fell or something, there's no way I could protect her. So episode 1 here was a true testament of love, loss, sisters. And tomorrow at 5 p.m., we'll hit the PCH beaches, the cliffs, the triumphs, the journey, all the things that I was able to do, and how I overcame some of the struggles that I had doing it, and how I pushed myself beyond my limits. And now I know I can get healthier because I do this trip by myself and achieve all 20 of the beaches that I got sand from, starting in Lake Tahoe. And then I'll show you what I did with that sand at the end. So share your stories of loss and how you have used that to build yourself stronger, how I have used this to connect with myself, and how to help me realize I do have to be kind to my mind, just like you need to be kind to your mind. That is my new mantra. And I will share all the stories that go in with that. And I have some pictures and videos to go along the way. So remember to be kind to your mind as you continue on to the next day. Peace out. Love y'all. Thank you. Have a great day. And you know what? Don't forget that love is also all you need. I really want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, even though my outro song says 7 p.m., it is 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Please.
Thank you for watching GurlTauX live broadcast, which airs weekdays at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Don't forget to send in your Dear Margaret questions. Then join us for our opinion-based answers. We love having you. Thanks for taking the time to be with us tonight. Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and share with your friends. We'll see you tomorrow. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Good night. Remember, 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. See you tomorrow.